Okay, so you know, this truss has what I refer to as tracery within the main frame. These little elements here are at a 2-inch stock, and you know, have to be pattern shaped. Now, I never did get the scissor trusses milled up, and so in comparison, it's quite plain. So while we're on this end and we're setting up and installing the windows on these gables ends, I'm going to make the tracery. So I'll show you how I do that with. I'm doing that with a just a pattern on the and a rub collar. So you know, I've generally figured out how many I need, and you know, there's the piles of sticks. So basically what I do here is it's pretty simple. Here's the pattern. I don't know if you can see that. For this particular component, it needs to be 20.5 from the end. I have a little index mark because each apex of each rafter is different, and you know, so basically I just trace and I cut rough on the bandsaw, although I'm going to cut this flat line really quite close, so I take a light pass here. Straight cuts, especially in this grade of cedar, can tear out quite a bit. So I'm going to climb cut that section, so I want that really close to the line, so I'm taking a light pass, and then I'll cut down on this. These little circles will be done on the bobbin sander later. So you know, just cut it on the bandsaw. I need my glasses. Here I can be pretty rough on that line. The shaper doesn't have any problems. But on the straight, I want to keep it fairly close to that line, almost just leaving the line. That makes for a nice, easy climb cut, which of course I'm not feeding with a power feeder, I'm feeding by hand. So, you know, you can see I'm, you know, rough there, but I'm just leaving that line on there. So now the next problem becomes, how do you hold this on without things falling apart? Try to usually keep these. I've got some of them toggle-y clamp hold down things, but you can see that's sort of bowed away, eh? See that? So all I did was I made this, and if you look, I don't know if you can see that little nail there. So I just nail little nails in, and I file them. every now and then, and that clamps and clicks onto that. So I'll just hold that there. I'll use this. Spur those nails in. Okay, so now I've got that held. So the shaper's set up with a bearing. It's typical, it's a full body cutter, so it has, you know, you can't do really climb cutting with unless they're full body cutters, because it limits the amount that can actually cut. Use a little bit of pressure when you're climb cutting, but it's not impossible to do. It helps to have a very heavy fixture and a lot of pressure on the table. And then I cut downhill here. So let's see how the mill work came out, because that's a bit, you know, you'd think cedar's easy to mill. Actually, it isn't. Chips like crazy. Your knife's got to be sharp. But you know, I don't have any tear out, and that's like naughty material. You know, it's pretty clean. I'll show you one that I've done that I didn't climb cut. The first two I tried without climb cutting, and they tore out pretty bad. You know, so you know, even those areas, you know. So the remainder here are all climb cut, and it looks good. Anyway, thanks, thought you'd like to see that. Bye.